The Boise State Broncos will take on the Oregon Ducks live from Autzen Stadium. And today on Tater Too Real, I'm going to keep it too real on why I believe Boise State will pull off the upset. Stay tuned. When you're looking at the matchup between the 7th-ranked Oregon Ducks and the Boise State Broncos, this game is on my Week 2 upset of the week, simply because Boise State can run the football. Last week versus Georgia Southern, Ashton Jean had 20 carries for 267 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns, which was a school record. Also, they had Siri Gaines as a backup running back who had 110 yards rushing as well. So we know that Boise State can run the football. And the reason why you want to favor teams who can run the football is because they can control the time of possession, which will put more pressure on the opposing team's offense. Also, Boise State quarterback Maddox Madsen threw for 280 yards. So it's not like they can't throw the football. Clearly, the guy almost passed for 300 yards. And when you're comparing Week 1 opponents, Boise State just played Georgia Southern, a very, very talented FCS school. They won the game 56-45. And Boise State just played Idaho, a former Division I school. Now they're at the Division I AA ranks, and they won that game 24-14. Now, once you dig deeper in the Oregon versus Idaho game, you will see that Oregon just didn't execute on certain drives. It's not like Dillion Gabriel didn't have a good game. Even though he did throw the ball almost 50 times, he had 380 yards passing. I don't think Evan Stewart was utilized enough in that game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon won this game. But the fact that Boise State is more balanced, in my honest opinion, is the reason why they're going to win the game. I think a lot of people look at this game and say, Oregon is supposed to be in the college football playoffs. This is going to be an easy win for Oregon. But guys, I'm here to tell you different. Boise State is a very, very dangerous team. Not only do they have a capable quarterback, they have a capable offensive line who all returned from last season. They have 2 capable backs, Siri Gaines and Ashton Jean. Also, they have very, very good talent at the receiver position. My only knock on Boise State is that their defense could be a lot better. I do think Oregon is definitely going to put up points. But one thing that is good about this Boise State defense is the fact that they sacked the quarterback. They had 4 sacks last week versus Georgia Southern. So if you're Team Oregon, it has got to be very, very alarming barely beating Idaho. I mean, that's a team to where the talent difference between Idaho and Oregon is night and day. The talent difference between Boise State and Georgia Southern is not so much far off. I mean, Malachi Nelson, who isn't even starting quarterback this year for Boise State, is the school's all-time highest recruit. And he's not even starting, guys, so they have a very, very experienced offensive line. All the starters from last year are coming back. They have a capable defense of putting pressure on the quarterback. They have a great running game, 2 running backs who had over 100 yards. Ashton Jean, 267. Siri Gaines, 110 yards. They had a receiver who had over 100 yards receiving. They got former 5-star Chris Marshall at receiver as well. I'm going to go with Boise State on the Week 2 upset over Oregon. Oregon came out sluggish and slow versus Idaho. The offense looked kind of sporadic. The defense looked kind of sporadic. Yes, they have 2 great running backs in Jordan James and Noah Whittingham. But I believe if the game becomes a shootout, Oregon is going to have to be perfect. Boise State just has to be Boise State, run the football, control the time of possession, and win the game. This is your boy Tater Too Real, where we always keep it too what? Too real. Holla.